Hi guys, it's Ray here from City Fan TV. We're here for the live team news when it happens for the early game between West Ham and Man City. Just checking my phone, obviously, waiting for the team news to come out whenever it comes out, guys. Anybody gets the team news before me, just let me know whilst I follow on Twitter. Hope you guys are well. And obviously it's going to be very interesting to see who Pep picks for this game. Are we going to see? I mean, I don't expect to see KDB back. I told you that before. I don't expect to see. So I expect to see Emerick Laporte. Don't expect to see him back either. Hoping to see Nathan Ake back. Would you start Ferran Torres or Foden ahead of Mahrez? I think quite a few would be tempted, but I'm not sure Pep will go down that route. I don't think Pep agrees. As is his right. It's Pep's right not to agree with the fans. It's Pep's right. I think he's earned that right. Don't you reckon, guys? He's earned that right. He's got a good track record overall. He's got a little bit of credit in the bank. He's earned that right to do whatever the heck he likes. So just still waiting for this team news to come out, guys. We are supposedly 2 minutes away from the team news being out. So fingers crossed it comes out very, very quickly. And let's see if anybody's joined me so far. It's just me and me. Well, it's not a problem. I'll cope on me, Todd. So, yeah, important game. We're behind West Ham in the table on goal difference. I mean, we've got a 0 goal difference. I think they're 2 places above us in the league. Obviously, they played a game more than us, but they've had a good run of late. Those last 3 games, they've the beast. I think Sterling will start. Levi, how you doing, buddy? Hope you're well. Yeah, so look at it. West Ham have beaten Wolves 4-0 down at London Stadium. They beat Leicester at Leicester 3-0, and they came back from 3-0 down to a draw with Spurs 3-all. So 7 points in 3 games where, honestly, if you looked at those 3 games, West Ham fans didn't think they'd get a single point from those 3 games, and they walk away with 7. Hi, Prithvi. Hope you're well, buddy. So still waiting for the team news, guys. Still waiting. City app. Come on, City app. City app's got to do me a favour one day. It's always slow, City app. City app. Come on. But, yeah, so dead interesting, guys. Let's have a look. Man City is just nipping on their side. The Man City doing a bit of winding up of the hammers. If you go on the Man City YouTube, they're showing a rerun of the race between Hammerhead and Moonchester. Is it Moonchester? Yeah, Moonchester. I want Stones to start, says Prithvi. It's going to be interesting, guys, how Pep goes with this. Obviously, we're still waiting for team news. Still waiting for team news. Not out yet. Here we go. Here's the team news. And I said you'd be surprised or not. I said you'd be surprised or not. Pep's not going to go down the fans' way of thinking. Mahrez starts. So here's the lineup, guys. Ederson, Walker, Diaz, Garcia again, Cancelo, Rodrigo, Gundogan, Bernardo, Mahrez, Sterling, and Aguero. That seems remarkably like the same team as last time. Interesting that KDB's on the bench. I honestly didn't think we'd risk him. Honestly, didn't think we'd risk KDB and not risk Laporte. Come on, lad. My lad's made me a coffee. Hope it's better than his last effort. His last effort was cold. Hey, it's hot. Garcia. I'll tell you why, Prithvi. I'll tell you why Garcia's starting. Because it's been... it was in... I agree, Prithvi. but on the other hand, we can't afford to go behind in the league. We can't afford to drop points. West Ham have got 7 out of the last 3 games against Leicester, against Wolves, and against Spurs. So they're in decent form, and they've had a bit more rest than us. So we've got to put our first team out, best team. Now, you ask about Garcia, and it's something I said about in the summer, guys. I said City would still have ambitions, could still have hope to keep Garcia at the club. Okay, they still had hope that they could turn it around in the last year of his contract, that he would still, excuse me, just clean my eyes, that he would still sign a contract extension. And I think that's what they're kind of still, that's what it was reported. That's what they're still hoping on. They're still hoping to woo him. Is that the right word? They're hoping to woo him and get him to stay just a little bit longer. Okay. So that's the reason why Garcia is starting. Now, personally, Calimero Alexandros. Hey, I got me Calimero in because very rarely speak to you in the morning. So that's why Garcia is starting. They're still hoping to keep him. There was some news out there, rumor that him and his advisors were surprised. I believe they were surprised that Piqué is signing a new contract. So he's staying at Barcelona. He's 33 years old. And I think Garcia was under the impression, or was led to believe, that he was going to be the next guy. He was going to be the guy who took over from Piqué. Now, with Piqué signing an extension, Garcia is looking at it and saying, well, maybe I'm not. Maybe instead of being there next year, it'll be the year after or the year after that. And maybe Garcia is thinking, no, I'm not so keen on it now. City is still working on him. And it's what I just guessed it, guys, but it's what I said. I said City would still be working on Garcia, trying to keep him, hoping to keep him. Now, here's the thing about Garcia. How long do you keep this going? How long do you keep it going? Do you give him till January? And if he doesn't sign a new contract, you say, that's it, you're not going to play again? You have to come up with a decision at some point. At some point, you say, the guy isn't signing. I'm not personally comfortable with trying to woo him up till April time. I'm not comfortable playing him up till April time and then finding out he's not going to sign. I really don't like that idea. You guys are not happy about John Stones not starting. Alexandros John Stones is on the bench. Hey, Adam, how you doing, buddy? And how you doing, Jan Ali? Adam says Garcia again. Jan says, why isn't Stones starting? It's because Pep prefers Garcia. We knew that from last season. Garcia was higher in the pecking order than Stones. A fully fit John Stones is behind Garcia in the pecking order. I don't understand why Pep doesn't play Stones. He rejected the move away to stay at City. Prithvi, it all depends how you look at it. City were happy to let him go. Don't get me wrong. City appeared happy to let John Stones go. It was John Stones apparently who said, I don't want to leave. Now, the reason given was that he didn't want to uproot his family. He's a northern lad, played at Barnsley, Everton and City across the north. So personally, does he deserve a chance? Absolutely. Now, the worst thing is going to be, in my opinion, is we give Garcia 6 months of game time, give him priority over others. And you could argue he deserves it on merit, fair enough. And then he still leaves and Stones hasn't had enough game time. Taylor Howard-Bellis has missed a few games because Garcia's been getting them instead. Especially if Garcia ends up playing in the Carabao Cup and Taylor Howard-Bellis doesn't. So what we've ended up doing is developing somebody for Barcelona, developing somebody who doesn't want to be here, who said he's not going to sign a new contract, rather than get Stones back into the form he was a couple of seasons or 3 seasons ago. Get him there. Get him back there and help develop Taylor Howard-Bellis. Why we're not doing that? Okay, it's because they're still hoping to keep Garcia. But they've got to make a decision, and they've got to make a decision sooner rather than later. If he doesn't sign a new contract by January, kick him into the long grass. Do what Arsenal have done with Ozil. Leave him out of your squad. Arsenal is only Ozil for Arsenal now is only eligible to play in the under-23s. That's it. Do the same with Garcia. You don't sign a contract by end of December. That's it, mate. We're not going to help you. See, as far as I'm concerned, yes, City are trying to keep him. Yes, City are trying to woo him. and be nice to him and all that. But it also is putting no, what's the right word? Pressure on the guy. He's now getting he's getting game time. Now, maybe it would have exercised his mind a little bit if he wasn't getting game time to think, maybe that would just burn the bridges. Maybe that just burns the bridges if you don't let him play. He says, well, you don't care about me. You're not going to let me play. I'm never going to sign a new contract with you. Fair enough. Get stuff then. In all politeness, in a politer way than that. But if you're not going to sign a new contract, you shouldn't be playing. I said that at the start of the season. Now, as I said, I'm not changing it. I'm just saying this is City's view that he might sign a new contract. Having said all that, as I said, repeat, if he doesn't sign by the end of December, that's it, mate. You're not playing for us ever again. And for Garcia, he has to sit out 6 months then. Okay? He's not going to be happy, but from his point of view, sitting out 6 months is a lot better than sitting out 9 months, which is what he would have done. He shouldn't have been playing September, October, November, December. 3.5 months. So he's basically having an extra 3.5 months of football. I'm not cool with that. I'm not comfortable with that. If he doesn't sign a new contract, what's the point? Absolutely, what's the point? I'd rather have Stones in, lose the game, get Stones back to where he used to be. Get Stones back to the position where he was number one starter. He was number one choice above Vincent Kompany, above Nicolas Otamendi to partner Emerick Laporte. Stones and Laporte were the future. The start of that Centurion seasons, that's what it was, Stones and Laporte. At the start of the Formidable seasons, that's what it was, Stones and Laporte. Even Kompany himself said he believes that Stones and Laporte were the future. And he's praised him many times in private and in public, apparently. So Kompany believes in Stones. Pep believes in Stones. Now, the only person who might not believe in Stones is Stones. He's just got to get back to that level. He's only 26. He's not past it. You don't become rubbish overnight. 26 years old. He's still got bags of time. And if you can turn it around, you've got a wonderful player that's worth a lot more than the 20 million that Spurs were offering. Yeah, you're back to a player that's worth 50, 60 million quid. You just got to get him back to that level. And I'm not saying sell him in a year's time. No, he should be one of our four defenders. Absolutely. He should be there. Stones, and it might be he's behind Diaz. Fair enough. But I'd have Stones and Diaz. Sorry, it's Diaz in front of Stones at the moment and Laporte in front of Ake. But not by much. Don't get me wrong. Laporte's a pretty good defender, but he's not much ahead of Ake right now. Laporte's made too many mistakes for me in the past and in big games where it's really mattered. Adam, I would rather give a chance to Stones. Absolutely agree with that. Giannis Stones has that fight in him. He deserves a chance to prove himself. Totally agree. Totally agree. Why is Garcia playing again beyond Ultra Gaming? Because they're trying to woo him. City apparently believe that they can keep Garcia, that Garcia will sign a contract extension. Now, if they honestly believe that, I say fair enough. But if he doesn't sign a contract by December, by the end of December, that's it. Do not play him. There's no point in playing a player that doesn't want to be there. The only reason he could be playing is to create. No, how can you increase your market value beyond Ultra Gaming? He's in the last year of his contract. He's in the last year of his contract. His market value is diminishing. It's not going to be increasing. By January, it's going to drop even further. Garcia is in the last year of his contract. Okay, we're in October, so he's got 8 months to go, 8.5 months to go. His value is negligible. We might be able to get 10 million for him in January if he goes to Barcelona. But why? Why are we playing him? If you want to sell him in January for 10 million and he gets injured, then you don't get your money. So what's the benefit? The only benefit has two benefits. Has to be, and the main one should be that you think he's the best option available. That's why you play him. If you think he's the best option available, you play him. That's it. No questions. Now, obviously, Nathan Ake isn't there. I was hoping it beggars belief. Look, I don't expect City to tell us everything. I don't. But I was under the impression that Nathan Ake had a minor injury and be back this weekend. That was what it seemed to be told. I was under the impression that KDB had his first training session on Thursday. Why is he even in the squad? Have we not got enough players? You'd think we haven't got enough players if Palmer's getting in there. Who else is missing? Obviously Mendy because he's injured. I'm trying to think. Fernandinho, because he's injured. And Gabby J, because he's injured. But I'm surprised. I really am surprised that Palmer's there, for instance. Hi, Kamal. Hope you're well. Prithvi should have played Foden instead of Rodri Gundogan with only one pivot. Foden gives much more in the attack. Yeah, but right now, Prithvi, right now, West Ham have got good defence. Sorry, good midfield. Okay? Talking to all the West Ham fans, they're very confident in Rice and Souček. Okay? They say they work really well and they are commanding in midfield, and they put them up there with any central midfielders. Not KDB, they're a different type of midfielder. Souček is more of a box-to-box, and Rice is more your DM. We've got to make sure we control the midfield. So I'm not unhappy about having Gundogan and Rodri there. Garcia's has in his hands. I wouldn't agree, Adam. I wouldn't agree with that, because we could just not play him. But we're not doing that. So, as I said, the only two reasons are that we believe he's either going to sign a new contract, or we've still got a chance, or he's way better than what we've currently got. But as I said, even if he's way better, if he's not going to sign a contract, I'd rather Stones play. I'd rather Taylor Howard-Bellis play, just to give them game time, to give them experience. And forget about Garcia if he's not going to be around. If they think he's going to sign a new contract, that's a different thing. But as I'll say 10 times today, if he doesn't sign by end of December, that's it. You're not playing for us again. Pep really doesn't fancy Stones. He did, Kamal. He did really fancy Stones. Now, in the first 2 seasons, first 3 seasons, Stones had good opportunities. But I think Pep was happy to let him go as well. And the last season, Pep was happy to let him go to Spurs, 20 million quid, and it was Stones who turned it down for family reasons. He don't want to uproot his family. It's a northern lad. Barnsley, that's in South Yorkshire, but that's north of England. Everton, obviously on Merseyside, basically down other end of the M62, up the M1, down the M62, and Manchester City, back along the M62. So he don't want to uproot his family. I don't know where he lives, but he don't want to uproot his family. So I understand that. But Pep should be playing him. Let's see what else you're saying. Prithvi, I think this could be another 3-4-3 kind of lineup with Walker, Diaz and Garcia. I agree, Prithvi. I would rather give a chance to Howard-Bellis than Garcia because he's halted the development of a player who wants to absolutely be on with him. My thoughts exactly. I would rather play people who want to be here, who will give that extra little bit, than people who don't. Cole Wilder's, how you doing, buddy? Stone's value is going to become less than what he's worth this season, given he will not play again. Should have cashed on him. It was up to him, Cole. Stones didn't want to leave. And for me, if you're not going to leave, you play the guy. Give him some opportunities, rather than Diaz. And look at the difference. If you're just looking at it from the financial point of view, you get Stones back to a decent level. You might be able to sell him for 30, 40 million. Or he might want to keep him because he's good enough again. Garcia, if he's not going to stay, his value is diminishing. And it's crazy. If you're not going to play Stones, his value will not increase. Okay? And if Garcia is going to leave anyway, then you're going to get nothing out of Garcia and less for Stones. I would rather play Stones and know that Garcia you're going to get nothing for. Bargav Condetti, I don't know where you're from. Los Angeles, mate. I was trying to guess what your background is, Bargav. Bargav? I'm going to try. 340 in Los Angeles. Wow. I've been in Los Angeles once on a holiday. I have a cousin who lives out there. And went up there for 2 weeks, one around Christmas time, I think. I think it was still nice and warm then. That was a long time ago. You won't get him back to his old self if he ain't playing. Absolutely, Cole Wilder. That's what I've been saying. You got to play the guy. If you don't play him, you're going to get nowhere. And and Pep himself said, John Stones needs to play. He needs game time. John Stones needs to get his fitness back. He needs to get his form back. Okay? As I said, you don't become a guy who played 20-odd games in the Centurion season, who was the first choice in the formidable season at the start of the season. He doesn't become rubbish overnight. If Pep thinks he's the future, him and Aymeric Laporte, if he believes they're the future, then why isn't he a good player? So I don't think Pep thinks he's a rubbish player. And even if you don't, Even if you're not as good as you used to be, you don't become rubbish overnight. Guys, if you're new to the channel, please give us a thumbs up. Give us a subscribe and hit that bell icon so you're notified as soon as new videos come out. I'm going to have a look at John Stones. Okay, let's have a look at his stats because I think is important. Let's pull up John Stones. Oh, pulled up the wrong page. Anyway, we'll get there. John Stones. Let's look at his stats. Okay. Let's look at his... so Centurion season was 2017-2018. John Stones played 18 times, 15 wins, 1 loss. It's not bad, 6 clean sheets. That was the Centurion season. He started, he played most of the first few months, and then he had problems with injury. He never came back, he wasn't the same player. In our formidable season, John Stones had 24 appearances, 9 clean sheets. Okay, 19 wins, 4 losses. Last season, John Stones, 16 appearances. Still not bad, but that's in the league out of 38. 11 wins, 3 losses, only 3 clean sheets. But we weren't the same team last season. And this season, he's played once in the league. Okay? So, but overall, he's got a good record. So it's disappointing. You know, and the season before we were Centurions, John Stones played 27 times. So Pep must have believed in him to play him 27 times. Only 4 clean sheets, so massive worry. But that was Pep's first season. You know, we weren't fantastic, were we? Bowing up against Cancelo won't end well. Well, we'll see, Kamal. I think you got to give Cancelo a bit more credit, and West Ham are going to defend. So we're going to have to rely on keeping them penned in. Pep probably going to go to Barca next season. That's why he want to keep Garcia fit. That's the only explanation. Go. Hey, honestly, your guess is as good as mine. Look, Mish, how you doing, buddy? Barca only have 3 centre-backs, so Barca still wants Garcia, and Garcia has a big chance to become Barca's first choice centre-back. I agree. In the next 2 or 3 years, that's where he would see himself. But my issue is, why are we supporting him? Why are we developing him if he's not going to stick around? And we're not going to get the money we want for him. West Ham, GSB out Dalek. Well, we all know what GSB. That's Gold, Sullivan, and Brady. You guys will win 100%, but anything can happen, like when we thrashed Leicester and Wolves and drew. That's it, what I'm saying, man. You can't discount West Ham. You know, when after the first game you thought you lost at home against Newcastle, and you looked at your next run of games, you had Arsenal, you had Wolves, Leicester, City, no, Spurs, City, and I think you got Liverpool next. And people thought you'd be looking to get any points. You could be looking at no points after 7 games. Honestly, a lot of West Ham fans believed that after that first game. And you sat there with 7 points. Now, you might lose to City and you might lose to Liverpool, but 7 points after the first 7 games, with that run of games, I'd take that all day long as a West Ham fan. Will City win? You look at it and you think they will, but if you watch the preview I did yesterday, I did 3 previews with West Ham fans. I did one with John Salverson, who works on the radio. He's a radio presenter, podcaster. So I did one with Jim. I did one with a guy called George Mann. And I did another one with a guy who works for the BBC on the radio called Kevin Mousley. Now, I think it was Kevin who was talking. Talking about stats and probabilities, and said it's about time West Ham won. If you look at the past, it's about time West Ham won in the next few games against City, or got something out of the game. It's about time City didn't win a game against West Ham, even though we spanked you the last 4 times we played you at your place. I think we got a lot of goals, but as he said, it's about time West Ham got something out of the game. And he reckons this could be the game. And he put it out for a draw. So you cannot discount West Ham. West Ham are not rubbish. Let's just get a bit more of me in there. West Ham are not rubbish, guys. Okay? You don't get a draw against Spurs. You've got to show some fight, some spirit, some determination, some life. Yeah? To come back from 3-0 down. You've got to do something well to spank Leicester after Leicester battered City, and you go to Leicester's place and you do them in 3-0 and you spank Wolves 4-0. 4-0. So, no, I think you've got as good a chance as any. Why you say we're going to win 100%? Then it's not 100%. I'm saying it's not 100%. West Ham GSB out. Dalek said it's 100%. I'm saying it's not 100% certain. If you're asking me for a percentage chance of City winning, I'd say 80 to 85%. 10% City drawing and 5%, 80 to, yeah, and around 10%, 10 to 15% City drawing, 5% City losing. Honestly, I think you could play this game 20 times and West Ham would be lucky to win one out of those 20. Would you take Declan Rice for us? To be honest, Cole, I'm not sure. And this is why. I've not seen enough of him. You might think that's a bit odd. I've not watched. If you think about it, when I'm covering City, like last season, going to games, home and away, you don't get too much time to watch other football. Yeah. If you go into an away game, that's your whole day sometimes gone. If you're going to London, sometimes that's your weekend gone. So you're spending a lot of time going to games. So that's one issue. Okay. So you don't get time to watch games. And if you go into pretty much all the home games, once again, you don't get time to watch games apart from your own. Okay, home games a little bit better because travel's a little bit easier as well. And I haven't seen enough of him. I don't watch England games anymore, hardly ever. I don't watch many highlights, to be honest. I might watch bits and pieces of highlights, but I'm a busy guy. I did 4 videos yesterday. So, each live stream was at least an hour's worth of work in terms of the input and the output. So some of those videos were like 40 minutes, 45 minutes to an hour long. That's 3 hours work there. And then the what other one did I do? The Pets press conference. So there's another 20, 30 minutes there. So even that, the prep and everything else, it's half an hour's work. So I spent most of my time working on. So what football do I watch? Very, very little. I watch City and that's it. West Ham, GSB out, Dalek. Yeah, but you guys have got more firepower than us. We've only got Antonio and Haller and Yarmolenko. You got Jesus. Well, Jesus is out. KDB's on the bench. Aguero's just come back from injury. You have got Said Ben Rama. You've got Said Ben Rama now. You've also got Jared Bowen. Jared Bowen's not too bad a player. So I think you've got good, decent attackers. If you look at Fornells, you look at Bowen, Haller, and Said Ben Rama, they're all right, and Antonio. So you've got a few decent players. You don't get me wrong. And Haller might do wonders again if you can play him with another striker. Beyond Ultra Game, I've seen a lot of Declan Rice for England, and he doesn't look too bad of a player. But I think West Ham would want. Oh yeah, they want 80 million. You might get him for 60. You might get him for 60. I mean, that's what one of the West Ham fans said to me, that Chelsea weren't offering enough money for him. If they'd offered enough money, he'd have gone. But I think the West Ham will want 80 million for Declan Rice because, if you're selling your best players, the players who want to be there, if you're selling them, you got to make sure you get good money because you got to replace them. And replacements, looking at West Ham's transfer business over the last 3 seasons, is not really up there. Would you take Yarmolenko as a backup forward? He's fast, like when he comes on that 93rd win over to Chelsea. Yarmolenko, I'm not so sure. Benrahma's not even in the 18. I'm surprised about that. You went out and got the guy on deadline day, and he's not even in the 18. So that's a disappointment. I wanted to see him play. Declan Rice got the homegrown markup as well. Yep, see, ticks quite a few boxes, does Declan Rice. Homegrown, used to the Premier League, played under pressure at West Ham. I mean, playing for West Ham is, okay, probably past that stage where he's playing under the same sort of pressure was when he was coming through. But it's a big deal playing for West Ham. It's a big deal being a big player, a young player coming through for West Ham. It is. And so he's used to some of that pressure, and he can transfer that knowledge and experience to playing for City. So I don't know if I'd take any West Ham players. I mean, Declan Rice is an option, but if they want 80 million, I can't see City going down the route of paying 80 million for Declan Rice. It's just not what we do, guys. City aren't like that. Just having a look at some something that came through. What about Eric Garcia? Yeah, this is from Brazil. I'm reading this. A lot of okay, here we go. Eric Garcia's starting position in the lineup is generating a lot of criticism. Someone's written, Stones refused to go on holiday to stay and train, didn't want to go to Tottenham so he could play for us. And who plays? A lad who doesn't want to stay. That's it. That's a comment on Twitter from a City fan. A lot like that. A lot like that. Here's another one. There seems to be a lot of, this is Andy Dixon on Twitter. There seems to be a lot of consternation about Garcia's selection. Not sure why. Aki and Laporte are unavailable. Pep doesn't trust Stones. Notwithstanding Pep's previous comments about players who want to believe he's being pragmatic and picking his best 11. I can't read the replies to that. I can't read the replies to that. I'm just looking at some other. I'm just looking at some other points. Oh, right, here we go. Apparently, Pep says Sergio would have no issues apologising to official Sean Macielis if she were unhappy about the striker touching her shoulder. Just listen to this. All right, here we go. Apparently, Pep says Sergio would have no issues. That's got me talking in the background. Can't have that. Guys, give us a thumbs up, guys. I'm not, I don't want to get all these, give us a thumbs up, guys, if you are enjoying what you are seeing. Just tidying up some stuff, guys. But if you enjoy what you're watching, guys, give us a thumbs up. Cost you now, as we always say, cost you now, guys. And if you are new to the channel, please, it's once again, cost you now to subscribe to the channel. We know why some interlopers are here, hiding in the background. You guys have got to, you got to have me back. I got more dislikes than likes. We know why that is, but guys, come on. There's plenty of you here. You've got to give me some likes, guys. Get those numbers up. Let's get those numbers up. So, to 12, thank you. 12v12. So let's look at what you guys are saying. Amma's team, to be honest, you'll probably tell us, I know Amma. See, look, I don't understand it. Why you don't have hope. I don't understand it. Honestly, mate. You spanked Wolves. You battered Leicester. And, you did that magic comeback against Spurs. You got 7 points against teams that are all in you'd think in the Europa places. Yeah. So you're playing against teams who finished, let me think, 5th, 6th, and 7th. Is that right? 5th, 6th, and 7th, or 5th, 6th, and 8th last season. You're playing against decent sides, and you've got 7 points out of 3 games against Arsenal. What people have told me, you were unlucky. You were unlucky. You played well against Arsenal. So in the last 4 games, you've done some business. So don't be negative about your side, because if you watch City, we wobble, and we wobble plenty. Arsenal, people say, "Oh, we got a clean sheet" and all that. They gloss over the fact very quickly that Saka, that kid, he had a couple of good chances. There's one that Edison saved with his shoulder. There's one that he hit straight at Edison. And there was another opportunity, I can't remember, that went in. There was Pepe. There was Pepe's header that went wide when he should have got it on target. Now, sorry, however anybody wants to look at them, there were 2 very good chances there and another half-decent chance. Score a goal or 2, game's totally different. So don't discount your own team. Cole Wilders, but Pep wouldn't want him. He's only after those finesse pretty boys. Andy Ragg, the only predictable thing with Pep's team selection is that they are unpredictable every single time we win. Pep's a genius. We lose. Pep doesn't know a thing. A draw seems likely then. Thing is, Andy, this is the same team, isn't it? It's the same team that started against Porto. So, the lads have not had any rest, really. How do you train? You played on Wednesday night. Thursday, how do you train? Is it a light training session, a warm-down training session, or is it a hard one? Friday, you got a game on Saturday lunchtime, so can you do a hard training session on Friday? I don't know. Yeah. How much have they actually trained? How hard have they trained this week? There's not much time to recover, prepare for the next game. It's really tough. Hey, that's right, guys. Nightbot says, help us to push on to 3,000 subscribers. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Tell your friends and family. Get them involved. And thanks for your amazing support. Without you guys, I won't be doing this. Without the, regular support of you guys, I wouldn't be here. I would still be in this.
So all the people who come in from outside,
just listening.
I don't judge. So I know the intention from Sergio to put his hands in a normal way, what he does many times to me on up the pitch, or when I hug him, when
just listening.
Or when sometimes he touched the referees as well, or he made an open. So I didn't see if I would see some aggression or and something as that. Maybe I didn't speak with Sergio about this, but she didn't. She felt bad. She will apologize. He will apologize without a problem.
Yeah. So basically, what Pep is saying is, he's a good guy and all that. Which, to be honest, I'm a City fan, but being a good guy doesn't matter. Okay, that it doesn't matter because. Yeah, mate, I'm going to be watching on BT Sport. I'm probably not going to do a watch along. I don't think I'm 50-50 about doing a watch along, guys. I'm not keen. I'm not keen on doing watch alongs, but I'll be watching it on BT Sport because I've got my BT Sport. I'll watch it on the telly rather than on the laptop for a change. Kick my kids out. And they've already watched a film. My lad's been waiting all week for this film. Was it 10 o'clock? This film started, so it finished before I came on live. So got my telly back. Yeah. So the Aguero thing. So what's Pep saying is, if Sean Maciel is not happy with the behaviour of Aguero, if she's upset or whatever, Aguero will apologise. I mean, personally, whether she's not bothered or unhappy or whatever, he should just come out and make an apology. It doesn't have to be, a grovelling apology with tears rolling down his cheeks. Just come out and make an apology, either a statement or, a little video. There's nothing wrong with that. Shows you're a big man. You can understand that, in your heart you've done nothing wrong if you feel that, but you just want people to be not comforted, but that's the wrong word, but to accept that, you've not done anything with any malice, with any aggression, with any other thoughts of domination of people are saying, or anything like that, intimidation. You're not doing anything like that. And just come out, clear the air, maybe talk to her. I think I can't believe that wouldn't have happened, or some sort of mediation or something. I'm not sure if you can talk to the officials, but something should have happened to sort all that out, guys. So I'm just looking at Twitter to see what's going down. Obviously, people are not happy. I'll just have a look down. Micah Richards talking about it. I'm not bothered. He's writing for the Mail. My feelings about the Mail. Just have a quick look at the Eds Academy lineup against Arsenal. Names that you might have heard of. Egan Riley, he's the captain. Taylor Howard-Bellis is playing. Gomez. Claudio Gomez is back, my man. Tommy Doyle, Felix Metcher, Adrian Banabi, and Liam Delap. Others, Dionku, I think he's a right back. Ogbeta, Ben Knight, and McAtee, who scored a few goals this season. Excuse me. So, I think anything else? Wow, I'm just looking at the players, fans going back to grounds. 300 spectators will be allowed back into grounds in Sweden from the November the 1st, which is a fair bit. 300 tickets. I mean, if I could go, I'd go. If I could, I tell you what, I might have a look at one of them. If I can get a cheap flight, look at that. Man City, Paul, I'm not going to lie, just sat Eric Garcia. Oh, come on, man, you can't be like that. Look, we've got to go with it. Delap should be playing in the EDS game. He shouldn't be. Yeah, I think he should be on our bench, beyond him. But they're going with Cole Palmer. I mean, wow. That's what I think about Liam Delap. The guy gets a chance against Bournemouth, scores a very nicely well-taken goal, gets another few minutes in a couple of other games. I think the game against Leeds he came on. Did he play against Burnley as well a little bit? I can't remember the Burnley game now. And now he's just disappeared. And Cole Palmer is the next guy. So I don't understand what's happened with Liam Delap. Guys, I think that's it. I'll probably check me out. I might do a live stream. I need to set it up, and I'm not, massively keen on doing a lot of work to set it up. But halftime review, yeah, we'll probably do the halftime, and then obviously full time. Guys, look after yourselves. Enjoy the game. I think it's going to be a decent game. I think West Ham are going to give us some. Delap should be getting more game time to prepare him to replace Sergio. He's not here to replace Sergio beyond Ultra Gaming. I guarantee that's not in Pep's mind. Is Liam Delap developing him and replacing Sergio? No chance. I think we'll go straight away for a big player. We're not going to let someone come through our ranks. I really doubt it very much. Guys, see you maybe at half-time or full-time. And as I said, I think it's going to be a decent game. I don't think West Ham, they'll defend. Oh, yeah, they'll defend. They might only have 30% of the ball, but they'll give us a game. No fear about that. Guys, look after yourselves. See you later.